Boy, can I help you?
Listen up. I'm bringing you the best content to ever exist in the door-to-door industry, from sales, leadership, recruiting, and personal development.
Why would I need that?
Because never before have we been able to collaborate with the top experts in their industries, sharing their secrets and techniques on what makes them the best.
Wait, who are you?
I'm your host, Sam Taggart, creator of the DDD Experts and DDD Econ. Is there a place we can sit down?
Well, come on in.
Vanilla is the fastest way to increase your Google and Facebook reviews through text. With a 98% open rate, Vanilla Reviews is the simplest, cheapest way to interact and engage with customers. Visit us at vanillagood.com for more information.
What's up, everybody? This is Sam Taggart, your host, and I'm here with Eric Oberembt, the CEO of D&M Roofing out in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yes, sir.
And you've been running that company for how long?
So our company has been around since 1965. My grandpa started it back then, and I started working with him when I was a little kid. And I've been probably running day-to-day operations for the last 10 to 15. Grandpa passed away 5 years ago, and that was when I took over full control of the company.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So roofs is all you really know, right? I mean, it's
all
just
I've
kinda,
done. Yep,
that's awesome.
Literally all I've ever done my whole life, and so it's kind of in the blood.
Yeah, and you have a very established name. We're literally on the golf course today, and you'd see in the little pop-up thing, D&M Roofing, it's just you're a well-established, business here in Omaha, which is pretty cool. And you have a branch in Iowa, right?
Yep. So we just opened an office in Des Moines as well, so we're starting to see some growth there. And we're trying to basically make a duplicate of our Omaha office out in Des Moines, so we can kind of service a bigger area and bigger chunk of people.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're gonna dive in. I just think you should show everybody the shirt.
So the shirt?
Yeah. So this is the topic of today. So if you're listening to this, check this out. He was gonna give me the shirt, and I was like, it'd be kind of controversial if I wore
D&M.
the shirt. And on the back, F and N stand out. So there's literally posters in his office of just like
Everywhere.
Oh, and a lot of people would be not, very opposed to even just wearing the shirt, right? But that's the point of wearing the shirt. It's like,
Correct.
Wait a minute, I'm literally intentionally trying to not fit in. So like, where did this whole motto or mission, like, where did that all come from? Like, why is that?
So I've got a story. Everybody's got a story. I've seen how everybody does things in our arena, right? In the roofing arena, and everybody's kind of got a formula, and it's like we do this, and then everybody brags about their numbers, and they do this, that, and the other. That's not really how we operate at our office. We're really about the people in the company and the team and everything, and doing things a little bit differently. So we're very focused on picking our 5, 6, 7, best guys that we know can really stand out, and not just trying to get
The dime a dozen guys.
right. Yeah, and banging through those. So that's kind of I saw this quote somewhere, and I was like, holy cow, that couldn't describe me and my team more, than anything. And I'm like, we're putting fuck fitting in, stand out on t-shirts and on my wall and everywhere. And if people don't like it, then maybe they weren't our customer, I guess.
Yeah, I love it. So. And because you have a different story. You weren't the average run-of-the-mill, graduate college, go through the works, blah, blah, blah. But kind of tell us a little bit about your history and kind of how you've gotten to where you're at now.
So I've got a story, that is for sure. So like I said, I've been doing this forever. I grew up doing this. I was putting on tar roofs on, flat commercial buildings when I was, 12, 13 years old with my grandpa. As I got older, I obviously took on a little bit more responsibility in the company, but at the same time, I enjoyed getting into trouble, which a lot of people in this industry do. It's just kind of a thing, right?
No, and I think I think it would be wrong for us not to openly talk about like sales guys and drugs, women, crazy lives sometimes go hand in hand. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Workers, sales reps, everything. You kind of run fast and loose. A lot of guys will make a ton of money, right, during the summer, and then who knows what they're doing with it, right? Well, I mean, I know what they're doing with it, but because I did that. So I got into a lot of trouble in my 20s, got a lot of DUIs. I'm an alcoholic. I went to rehab. I was kind of at my lowest of lows. I was about ready to lose my business. My grandpa and I actually had a conversation after I got out of rehab, and I was like, how much time did I have left before I lost everything? And he was like, I was going to give you about 6 more months. So like that was pretty eye-opening,
Like you just lost your shot.
Yeah, like I was going to lose everything, business-wise. And so luckily the timing all worked out, and I went to rehab and I decided to get clean, and I've been sober for almost 10 years now. And that has led me to where we're at now, having the opportunity to grow, to scale, and then the opportunity to help other people get into the business to help them grow. Because I mean, a lot of people say it, but I really believe in that our company and our business is first about the people that are in the company, and I've seen a million people say it, and it doesn't make it cliche though, right?
No.
But it's really like, it's about those people. And if those people are taken care of, and we bring new people in to help them, raise them up, to become better people and have better lives, that's going to translate into helping our customers and and everything else that comes with that. So
do you think your grandpa was like a mentor in that regard as you? Like, do you feel like he was somebody that's like, hey, I want to put you back in the straight and narrow? Like did it stem from him, or is that something that you've now implemented? Or
a little bit of both, right? My grandpa was he was a great person, and he loved helping people. I don't think that I saw that until I got older, right? Okay. And I kind of looked back and saw all the things that he did for people that he did not need to help.
Isn't that interesting? How it takes us to actually be in the leadership role, into the CEO role, for us to kind of like open our eyes to be like, oh my gosh, like you don't realize the little phone call, the little gift, the little bonus that you slip under the, you were telling me this is an interesting story. I mean, we're driving and there's a lady that messed up and put the wrong address on the house. You know what I mean? And you guys re-roofed the wrong house, and you had to make an example and be like, hey, you could charge you for the extra $5,000 we just lost. But then you were like, but I wasn't going to really charge her. I just had to like make her feel. Right. I had to make her feel like she was in trouble. But right. Like those little things that, you could never appreciate, because she probably didn't even appreciate or realize. Nah. Until you're there. Yeah. And I think a lot of people maybe listening or watching this, like it truly is. Sometimes we're blind to that mentorship. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, you see it after they're gone. I mean, it's kind of the the whole thing. You don't know what you have until it's gone. Yeah. Whatever. And I think that that's 1,000% true, especially with my grandpa. Right. I mean, I look back and I see more and more of how I'm becoming him, which is great. Like, which is obviously always what I wanted, and hopefully better. Right. Yeah. I mean, and that's the goal, right? I mean, that's what he would have wanted, was like take what I did and what I was doing, but be better at it. And so that's what I think that's my goal, so that my daughter sees that as she gets older and she's like, oh, Dad helps people. That's what he does. So then she'll want to help people, however she does. Yeah. Right. I mean, that's why we do everything.
100%. So, if we kind of focus on these helping people, and like at what point did you kind of have this, I need to help myself first, right? And now you can then help others. Right. I have kind of this motto of like, first you got to be able to figure out how to manage yourself, then manage an individual, then manage a group, right? At what point were you like, you said you went through this rehab, but like, I think a lot of people are still stuck in their own vice of suckiness or addiction or mediocre results or like what's it that like kind of triggered or pivoted or finally woke you up to be like, I'm gonna effing grab life by the balls finally. I'm gonna freaking shape up. Like, was there anything that like specifically you'd find like figured out like, now I'm crystal clear what I want, let's go get it?
Once I got out of rehab and I got clean and I could
like,
see
how'd you
clear
get into
again.
rehab? Was that forced?
So that was. I mean, I didn't want to be there.
No, that's what I wondered.
I didn't want to go. I went to try and save my ass and stay out of jail. Okay. And so I went with that in mind, and then I was there for a total of a month, and I'd say I was there for like 2 weeks. And the story that I tell everybody is that after about 2 weeks, I remember sitting in a room and looking around at all these people that were in the room and looking at the walls and the stuff that was hanging on the walls. And I went, holy shit, I'm in rehab. Like I had this like epiphany.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm in rehab. I'm like, maybe I have a problem because everybody isn't here. Right?
Yeah. Like I'm definitely the one.
Like if I didn't have a problem,
I wouldn't be here.
I probably wouldn't be here. And I kind of had that epiphany. And that's when I was like, all right, maybe I need to get better. And then maybe if I get better, right, then I can start doing things and be better, right? But I had to take the next, year at least to work on myself and be okay with me.
Yeah.
Right? And then once I got past that, then I could start like seeing a bigger picture of what I wanted to do with myself and the business and things like that.
And I think one of the key components, just talking offline, was this whole factor of just owning like my truth.
Yep.
Right? And rehab's a lot about that.
Yep.
And I think we all need to go through our own life rehab in our own ways. And it may be an actual rehab, but it may be we need to rehabilitate our belief systems.
Yep.
But I think it starts with this quote. I'm literally taking a piss in your bathroom. And it's like, what's the quote? It's like on the wall, and it said something about truth. And it just said, truth is like the thing that unlocks everything. I can't remember the exact quote. I can't either, but offline you were talking to me about this whole owning, like, I am here.
Yep.
Instead of faking this reality, right? What do you find a lot of these addicts or people that are living mediocre lives that kind of lie about them? So, like, tell me.
There's nothing that drives me more nuts than non-truth, right? Because I do own mine. Like, I was horrible, but I'm not anymore, but I own what I was, right? And I think the guys that are still living in mediocrity or, whatever, and don't want to take that push, they're usually the guys that are the first to judge the other guys that are trying to break through, right? Because you'll see the different, reps and the ones that are killing it, and then the ones like, why are you working so hard? Like, why would you do that?
Are you trying to like be better than everyone?
Yeah, were you trying to kiss his ass? Like what? And it's like, no, man, I'm trying to be better, you know? And it's like, those are the people that I want to surround myself with, right? And that I want the rest of my team to be surrounded with, because that's going to bring them up. I mean, that's the whole point.
Yeah, because I think we oftentimes want to justify ourselves feeling good, so that we try to create this lie of our reality is so much better than whatever else is ideal reality. Success. Don't get me wrong. The people are like, I don't really want to make. If I wanted to make 150 grand a year, I could. I'd do it if I wanted to. It's kind of like. So you're just trying to like lie about. It's like, no, if you were making 150 grand, you probably wouldn't complain. You're making 40. Like
the best one is like, I'm gonna go buy that truck next year. I'm gonna get that. Like, I got that. Like, I just don't want it now. But I'll go get that next. Will you?
It's like, will you? And I think a lot of people live that life.
For sure.
And it's almost like a learned habit, or it's like a false sense of living. And
we talked about it yesterday, I think, and it was just like the people that have that obligatory number that they're scared to get past. Right.
It's this financial relationship.
With a number, like whether it's 100,000 or 150 or whatever it is, and it's like, or a lot of guys might be 70 grand. Right, and they're like, I don't know what I'm going to do if I go past that. Like, that's all I need to hit. Like, I can still hit that.
It's 20 grand more than my dad ever made.
Right. Yeah, and I can stop there in October. I don't need to do anything else.
Yes.
I'm good. Like, what am I going to do with 200 grand?
And they live this. Yes, it is a huge block.
Yeah.
Another thing that you said though that's important is just like you're not afraid to just say it. Like we're sitting there and you got the cart girls. A lot of guys will love this. See, Jordan was like, love his authenticity.
Hey, Jordan.
Yes, Jordan knows what we're talking about when you talk at authenticity here. But, we're sitting there and there's the cart girl. Attractive girl, bringing us our drinks. And you were just like...
My wife might watch this later.
No, but I mean, it's so funny. You're just like, if any dude lies to you and says, wow, like that chick's mighty fine, like I wouldn't mind, and it's like, I'm married, I'm not going to do anything, but it's like, at least I'm openly going to say what you're not going to say.
Right.
And it's like, we can all hide behind these dumb thoughts a lot of times, and it's like, okay, we're human, I'm going to speak it, I'm going to be authentic about it, and I think there's power in that quality. And I think a lot of people, it's inspiring to me. Like I literally am like, man, a lot of times I hold back because I'm nervous what they're going to think if I said what I was truly thinking. But there's a law of leadership that the most authentic person in the room tends to have the highest level of influence. And I think this truth is authenticity, right? It's speaking truth when a lot of people are fearful of saying the unsaid.
Right.
And by living...
And fitting in.
And fitting in. Exactly, yeah, and fitting in.
Right.
But by living life like that, what repercussions do you find people in your life or friends or coworkers or reps? What's the repercussion? What's the consequences you could see of people not abiding by that?
So, like, maybe something that I've seen directly is literally, so the first day after you get here and we show up at the course, right? We're backing into a parking stall, and what did I say? Everybody here either loves me or they hate me.
Yes.
Like, there's not a whole lot of in between. Like, you
He
either
almost flipped a bird to the dude that was going to take his spot.
Somebody
He's
tried
like,
to take my spot.
that a-hole, I don't like that guy. You can see him just like, I don't
I
like
think
that
I did.
guy.
I think
literally
I did.
like gave him the bird.
Yeah, I didn't think about it. I'm pretty sure I did.
Like, okay.
But no, I mean, I think that's part of it because I'm not worried about everybody liking me. I don't care, right? I don't know if that comes with age or experience or what it is. It's also a book, like a short book that I read, and I think it's called like Giving Zero Fucks.
Yeah.
Like that's the name of the book. You should really all read it. Like it's really, really good.
That would probably be the sequel, as you would be the writer of that.
I read that. Like I read an excerpt, and I was like, I could have wrote.
Yeah,
this.
you're like I should be writing.
How did I not write this book? Yeah. But so I read this, and I was like, oh my god, this thing is. I mean, it's exactly how we should all live life because we're so worried about what this guy's thinking. Like, why do I care what Johnny?
But and it's so interesting. We're talking about. We just did this golf tournament. If you're listening or watching this, and it was 3 days, and you're a member of a country club, and that's the place I feel like everybody does give an F. You know what I mean? Because I'm a country club.
Right.
Look at what car I drive. Look at my profession. You're trying to play a dick measuring contest at a golf tournament.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
But you noticed as I walked in that I didn't.
You could
like
care
I yelled at
less.
everybody.
You're like, that guy's an idiot. I don't even want to talk. I hope this guy does not come over here, and he knows it. Like, it's not like I'm. It's not like I'm trying to hide it behind his back.
But then I got 75 other people that are like best friends.
Oh, you were the hit. That's what's so funny is that you just knew you're intentional about who you wanted to win over, and not even win them over.
No.
Who needed to resonate with you because you just were you.
Because the guys that I don't maybe get along with in life in general or whatever are the guys that don't tell their truth.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are the fake. I'm
They're
worried about what you're thinking about me. You ask them what they do for a living, and I got to listen to I'm a financial advisor with bullshit for 20 minutes, right?
True story.
True story.
He's not watching this.
He's probably not watching now, huh? But I mean, it's the same
but
thing.
And it's like you probably can't even afford to be a member here half the time. You know what I mean? It's like, but he's never even gonna like show that or say it. Instead, just be like, dude, like, I'm just trying to fit in, you know, or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, for me, that quality and getting what you want is having the haters, having the lovers. The people love you more because you're the one that's willing to say what you want to say, and you're speaking your truth, and you're willing to lead by authenticity.
Yeah.
And I think that that's an inspiring attribute that I think anybody listening to this should say, how do I embody that more in my business, in my sales? You know, I think a lot of people in sales are trying to be a chameleon always and be like, oh, yeah, I love seahorses too. You know, and it's like, you don't love seahorses. If the old lady's like trying to get you sold on it's like, honestly, man, I could care less about seahorses, but that's not about this. And you just, instead of being like, the Rangers, they're my
We're not
favorite.
trying to bring home the girl from the bar. It's not like, you love macaroni and cheese? I love
macaroni and cheese.
I love macaroni and cheese.
Oh, no way.
I
don't love macaroni.
I don't even know what macaroni is.
Yeah, exactly. And I think so often we just think that that's the right way because we're just trying to fit in. And so living by this motto, you know, F fitting in, let's stand out, I think is a huge principle of really achievement in getting where you want to be, because it's where you want to be in life, not where somebody else
thinks I should be.
Exactly. And I think that's why it's the biggest roadblock, I feel like, in success in people's lives. And then I want to translate into this whole creating and building and bringing, you know, it's like once you led yourself, now leading others. You know, you've got a couple of these guys like Tim, who's a project, and hopefully he's watching this, but where, you know, he kind of has a similar background to you, it sounds like. And what motivates you to do that? Like, why, you know, you joined the APA, you're a board member, you hosted, guys, he's literally hosted events here in Omaha where he brings 100 roofers in a room and says, let's go, you know, lobby together, you know, new regulations with insurance and things like that. So like, you're doing bigger things for impact, not just for money, but like why is this? Like, tell me.
It took a while for me to figure out a couple of things, and one was that, yeah, we're a roofing company, right? But that doesn't have to be all we do. And so I actually had a meeting with my team, individually and as a group, and I explained to them, and I said, hey, I'm going to need to have some help getting stuff taken off of my plate and having you guys take, you know, more responsibility and really step up to the plate so that I can do these things that are a little bit bigger than ourselves to raise us up as a group, as a company, as a people, and that we can all be involved in these awesome things like the APA that you were talking about, other things like that. That was really neat because it was super well received. And I was really excited about that. I guess to go back to your other question. Your other question was about why bringing up people, right? And things like that. So once I finally got to a place where I was comfortable, I guess you want to call it, right? Where I wasn't worried about next week. That was when I, you know, started to have the ability to bring people on, right? Bring people into the company. And it occurred to me, obviously, that I was a bit of a pain in the ass for a very, very long time, right? And now, granted, it was family, right? But my grandpa never gave up on me and saw something in me and was like, you're going to succeed. I don't know how you're going to do it or what's going to happen, but like, you're going to do it,
Which is a value, quality in a leader.
Right.
Just being able to see the unseen in that individual before the individual sees it.
Yep. And if that confidence that he had in me, if I wouldn't have saw that, I have no idea what I'd probably be doing right now, right? I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at. And so when I saw the opportunity to try and do that for other people, I mean, I can't do it for everybody, right? And everybody doesn't want to be helped, and everybody doesn't want to be better, and everybody doesn't want to make a lot of money, you know, and be comfortable and be happy and whatever. Like I can't make people want to be happy or, you know, whatever. But when you see that, sometimes you just see it, hopefully, and you're like, I want to help that person. It means more to me to see that guy sell a $500,000 job, you know what I mean, and bring home $50,000-$60,000 in commission than it does for me to go sell $1 million commercial project.
Yep.
I don't care, right? I don't care. I give out all the leads that come to me to my guys. I don't keep them. I don't go work them. I might do splits with them if I have to close them, you know, whatever. Like we'll work them together. But I don't want any of that. I want them to succeed, so that one day down the road they can look back and go, you know what he did? You know, like he helped me do that. Yeah. Like that'll be cool. That'll be a cool legacy when they dig my hole, and somebody looks back and goes, that was a cool guy. He helped me out. That's what I want to have.
Yeah, and it's when you use the word legacy, it's like the impact is what creates the legacy, not the financial revenue, not the numbers. It's just it's simply the impact on one individual or an organization or you know, in somebody's life is supersedes, and it's such a higher purpose. It's such a bigger mission to fight after than another paycheck.
And I know that there'll probably be somebody pissing on my grave as well, but that's okay.
Because you have the lovers and haters.
But if I can help more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I want.
But take the country club. It's like you could tell 90% of the people were just, oh, Big E, what's up, man? And it's like, and they just resonate. They honestly, you could even see them adapting and being more comfortable to be authentic when they were around you. And that's probably the feeling they like getting in themselves. So it's like right then and there, like that development of saying, hey, I'm trying to impact and really serve, and being authentic and real about that mission is very attractive, right? That's what creates this law of results and law of accomplishment and what you've got. So that's awesome. So anything else that you're like, man, I feel itching to say? Like, is there any other thing you want to say on that?
I'm super excited about just what this last year, year and a half, has been for me, my family, and our business, just by, some little leaps of faith that I took, right? I mean,
like flying to Mexico.
Yeah, 4 days before I booked a flight to go to Mexico, and it was the best thing I ever did. And the things that I manifested out of that trip, right? Like, take a leap of faith, guys. You know what I mean? Like, every once in a while, take a leap of faith.
Let me give some backstory to this. So I meet Eric at Win the Storm. He kind of was trying to sell him on the circle for what? Couple months, maybe a month or so, a couple weeks. No, not even.
No, we didn't even talk about it.
We didn't talk about the circle. You're right. I tried to study in university. That didn't happen. And then I texted you. I was like, hey, you really should do this expert circle, which is if you don't know what that is, it's a mastermind group where, we take CEOs and we do cool experiences. Like, we're going to Lake Powell in September and Park City and, Costa Rica next spring. Anyway, so I call him. We were texting back and forth and we got on the phone and I was like, well, I'm flying out to Mexico right now, and it starts in 2 days. It's like 2-3 days.
Yeah.
If you really have some cojones,
book
a flight.
You basically told me I didn't have any balls.
Yeah, I said if you truly are all in and you are somebody that's just willing to and you had some balls, you book a plane ticket right now and come out to Mexico, and you're like, you call me back in 20 minutes later, you're like, flight's booked, I'm doing this. I'm like, there we go.
Yeah.
But what you went. And what we did in Mexico is all individual. It's helping you transform. That's the whole mission of the circle is to really up level the leaders of the space. And you look back and you say that shaped. Just so people know, we literally dropped them in the jungle for a full day by themselves, sitting on a rock, stuff like that.
Yep.
But that time of silence and the time of networking, what did that do now? We fast forward another 4
Yeah, I mean, it literally changed the whole trajectory of everything that I do and that we do. I mean, the stuff that, like I said, that I manifested out of that, coming back and starting our own little circle here to try and bring contractors together in our area. I just started talking about that at the retreat.
It birthed
there, and then I got back and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do, and I did it, right? And people flew in, and it was nuts. Now this wasn't because of me, but it was because of the other people that I had take part in. But there's people flew in from Canada, and the Reeds flew in from Colorado. I mean, people came from everywhere, which was insane. And then that and the APA came, and Doug and Heather with the APA came out, which was amazing, and they're the most amazing people.
And you were a blip on.
Yes.
You were a speck in the world of contractors.
Yes, and I still am. I'm still nobody. But now it's
you're a board member of a
national
and
now I'm on the board. I'm an
an
advisory board member of the APA, which is amazing.
Yeah, I mean it's just within 4 months you became an influence in your market to where you can shape the future of this industry.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's what's so powerful when we take a risk and we say it's time to invest in ourselves and time to transform and really get true achievement in life. So
because we're going to have a ton of $10,000 mistakes. I mean, that's what I call them anymore, because everything's a $10,000 mistake or a $10,000 win, right?
Yeah.
We either lose 10 grand or we make that 10 grand into 100 or, whatever. But I mean, it's like when you're building a house, right? Like when I built our last house, it was everything, or a pool. It was well, how much is that? Oh, it's $1,000. You didn't even check to see what it was. Yeah, but it's about $1,000, right? Everything's $1,000 or everything's 10 grand or, things just scale up. Yeah, everything's 10 grand.
The door's 10 grand. The appliance is 10 grand.
Right, yeah. So, but you throw in and you take that leap of faith, and I mean, you don't know what you're going to get out of it, right? Yeah. It's been amazing where we're at now, and me as a person, I think that I'm a better person because of that trip and the stuff that we did together and the way that we all connected. I think that I'm a better person now because of it. And I think because I'm a better person, I've been able to hopefully make the people around me better.
Yeah.
And then the company grows because of that. I think that's how it all works out.
That's the mission.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that. That honestly, it's huge. Yeah. So anyway, we got to wrap up. I always ask if there's in a nutshell, meaning your 2-second piece of advice. Is there any advice you give? And you can pick either a sales rep, you can pick a leader, a business owner. If you could give the industry one piece of advice, what would it be?
Be kind and don't lie.
I like that. Yeah, I think what's funny is we talked about a story of where, back like in your early days, it's like you'd have to, I'd BS this. It's like we go back and we're like, we probably didn't have to BS it. And had we just said it and we were doing it from the right heart.
I'd lie about everything just about to not have to go to a dinner.
Yeah, and it's just like...
And now I just say, I don't want to eat with you.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny. You literally, hey, I don't want to drive out there to go. I'd rather just go to dinner down the street with my daughter. Tonight. And I think that, amen. I love that advice. Okay, if you like this or got a nugget, give it a big thumbs up. Show Eric some love. And anyway, appreciate you guys and appreciate you being on the show, man.
Thank you.
This
Appreciate it.
This is awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, hey, much love, guys. See you on the next one.